the shiur. Since we are now in the 3 weeks between the two fasts, between the fast of Yizayin Tammuz and the fast of Tisha B'Av, I thought of learning a siman, chapter Taf Kuf Samech 560 in Shulchan Aruch, which talks about things we do to remember Jerusalem. Now, some of them are really relevant, some of them we do, and some of them we don't do at all, which will bring a question, why don't we do it at all? Okay, so we'll go through it, and we will learn, and also maybe have discussions and bring ideas why some of them we don't do. So the Shulchan Aruch starts with the saying that since when the temple was destroyed, the sages in that generation, they established a few things in order to remember Jerusalem. And the first thing he mentions here, that whenever we build a building, we never, paint it or plaster. We never cover it perfectly with plaster. We would use an amal, hand width, without any paint on it, so you can see the bricks. So you don't do it like a house of a king. You use at least about half a meter on half a meter without anything on it, so you can see the bricks.
Doesn't matter where.
Doesn't matter where, although the Shulchan Aruch writes it should be in the entrance. So when you come into the house, right in front of your eyes, you see this part of wall which isn't covered, and you know that is for Jerusalem. No, it doesn't need to be facing Jerusalem. It needs to be facing you. When you come into the house, so you see it. It needs to be something noticeable. The idea of it is to remind us of Jerusalem. Now, many houses do have it. Well, I remember when I was a child, so we went into a new house, and they painted all the house, and me and my father, we got up on a ladder and started peeling, scraping off some of the paint, and we even made it to the top like a wall of Jerusalem above it, so someone who looks at it knows that's to remember Jerusalem. And the question is, why doesn't everyone do it today? That's the question, why doesn't everyone do it today? First, Kaf HaChaim says, yeah, everyone should do it today. Kaf HaChaim, Rabbi Chaim Palaji, everyone should do it today. So there's a few reasons why people aren't always makpid.
It's the kind of thing if you're renting an apartment.
So if you're renting an apartment, so you don't need to do it because the apartment doesn't belong to you, so you don't need to peel the wall. But let's say you've seen. So the truth is that you do see it. That's actually in halacha that you do see people with a square in the house that do keep it. Okay, you see that halacha very much, and you should do it. Some people say that maybe if you buy a house for a non-Jewish person and he painted everything, you don't need to scrape it off. You need to leave, but you don't necessarily need to scrape off. So some people say, okay, that's why we don't scrape off because it was already painted. But some people say that, and it's an explanation, although the explanation isn't great, that the different plaster, what we use today and what they used in the past, and Chazal were talking about something very, very white. Okay, very, very white. So today we have white paint. This is actually white. But I guess that about 100 years ago, that the houses weren't really white at the times of the Gemara. So it could be that for quite a few generations, they understood that only if you really have something like the house of the kings, a palace, only then you need to scrape some of the wall. But if in any case the wall isn't so white, so you don't need to leave the portion of Amal Lama, hand on a hand. And the custom already became to continue without scraping the wall, but that's a halacha that actually quite a few people do it. And people who have their own house, they should do it and leave some memory for Jerusalem. It's better not to cover it with a picture of Jerusalem. Okay? So you just leave it to remember also something painful about the Churban, to remind us we are lacking something. This halacha is true to Israel, out of Israel, although that's an interesting halacha. Some say that in Jerusalem, maybe in the old city of Jerusalem, you do not need to leave an Ama. The reason is because you see the temple isn't built still. You still see the mosque every day. You look at that. and you have a great memory, something to remind you. You don't need something else to remind you. But okay, that some say maybe in all of Israel you don't need, because in Israel you also see Jerusalem. But most people that I know should like they leave. Many people leave it if it's their house. If it's rented, you don't need to take it off. As I said, you should not cover that amalama. You should be able to see it, see the wall. Some people also write next to it Yerushalayim. So you can remember what it is. In this war, so soldiers who came into Gaza, also my friends, you can ask people who came into Gaza, they told me that in every house that they went into, or maybe almost every house they went into, there was a picture of Al-Aqsa, of the mosque. And they thought if they remember Al-Aqsa all the time and they are fighting for a religious reason, we should also remember what we are missing and what we are praying for. Not just fast Yuzayin Tammuz for breaking the walls of Jerusalem and the Shabbat for being the temple being destroyed, but really think about the temple, really want Mashiach to come, really want to build Beit HaMikdash again. And many people since then started having a picture of the Beit HaMikdash, a temple in their house. I bought a very nice, a huge picture of the temple. It doesn't suit the colors of the surrounding pictures. So because of that picture, now we have to do other changes. But the temple is important enough that because of the temple, you have to change other pictures so the color will fit into the temple and not the opposite. We really want to remember what we are missing. Okay, so that's the first safe, the first topic. Another topic which the Shulchan Aruch brings, and tell me if you have ever heard such a thing. The sages established that when you set a table and have a big feast, and you have guests and something like a very big feast, leave a small space or something that you aren't bringing to the table. Leave something you aren't bringing to the table so people will know we are lacking Jerusalem. And the same when a woman has jewelry from gold or silver, whatever it is, she should leave one kind of jewelry that she does, so she shouldn't wear it, so people will know that she remembers Jerusalem.
These are very personal, they're just personal things.
So who would know, right? Who would know?
Only the person who is doing it would know.
Ran earring, yeah. So I don't think Chazal are talking about wearing ran earring. Yeah.
Setting the table would know.
So that's why the guy is wearing ran earring. No, the real tzaddikim. I thought they're always like off the dirt. No, they're really from. That's the reason. So yeah. So the truth is, before we get to your question, when's the last time you saw someone sitting at a table and said, "Oh, once again, this cup, bring back to the kitchen. We can't bring the cup to the table. Why? Because we remember Jerusalem. Oh, right, this necklace, I can't wear this necklace because I remember Jerusalem, right?" We never see such a thing. And an explanation brought in the Poskim was, we see in many places or many hints in the Gemara that in the past they had like a very structure of what do you do and how do you do it. It's a very structured thing, right? You do this and this and this. When they bring the table, and then you bring this, and then you bring. Today, what do you mean? Today, now I feel to have beer, so I have beer. Now just feel just like water, so I have water. It changes the whole time. There's no.
At the beginning of the Soviet jewelry movement, people would leave one place and set an extra place at their table to represent the Soviet Jews who was not attending.
The Soviet, okay.
In the 60s and the 70s.
And also now.
With the Khatufim.
Also the hostages, right? People also. Yeah.
Idea, but it was
they left an air place in the table, right? But they didn't leave. Okay, I'll bring all the cutlery, but I won't bring the special cup, because now one knows. Now one notices it, right? Now one notices that you aren't bringing a special cup. If a woman has 10 kinds of jewelry, she has 5 necklaces and I can't say 5 earrings, 5 pairs of earrings, right? And sometimes she wears both of them together. Sometimes she wears also something else and a pin here. Who knows? There's no structured thing of that is how you go. And therefore, this halacha isn't relevant. Or some poskim said if a woman she does something, that's how she wears. So when you have an occasion, you always do something. So every time Liv takes something else out to remember and to resemble Jerusalem.
In a more positive act, tomorrow we have Hakshit of Yerushalayim Shel Zahav.
Right? Remember?
And so, if you wear that is...
If you're Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, that's right. That's of something doing to remember Jerusalem. We have another minhag, which actually quite a few people are noheg. When a Chatan marries a woman, he puts efer makleh. Efer makleh is burnt, something burnt. Okay, burnt ashes on the place of tefillin, okay? Which means here on the head on the place of tefillin. Tefillin are called pe'er. It's like a crown. Okay, it's like a crown. And since we don't have Jerusalem, so we still put the tefillin on, but we don't have the crown, so we put a bit of ashes on where they put the tefillin. In my... What is it?
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
They make a cross on their heads, actually.
So here it's just putting a bit of dust. It's not a lot. It's just a bit of dust. Okay, a bit of dust.
They copy everything.
Okay. Maybe they copied from that. Yeah. Maybe they copied.
They copy
so, but here, what's interesting, I'm not sure how it's connected. If you go to Gemara in Ketubot, the Gemara says that a typical wedding in the past used to be on what day? Wednesday. What? Wednesday. A typical wedding in the past used to be on a Wednesday. So I'm not sure if there's a connection. I actually never heard of this thing of Ash Wednesday. That's the first time I hear about it. I can afterwards look into it and see if there's a connection. But that's a minhag. And when I got married, I got put a bit of dust of ashes on my head and many others. So that's a very common minhag. And some even get sand, a bit of sand from Jerusalem, so to really remember Jerusalem. Another very, very common minhag is that for some reason our days we changed the minhag or misunderstood it or took it out of its regular meaning, is breaking the cup in a wedding or breaking the plate. So they break the plate, the time what you call tutznaim, some contract between the couple, between the parents of the couple. Others do it during the engagement party, where the custom became that both mothers of the chatan and the kala, the groom and the bride, they break the plate. And the custom is also the chatan, he breaks a cup during the wedding. Okay? For some reason, and it's a good question why, it became like, I wouldn't say the highlight of the chuppah, but you bring a cup, everyone says, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. If you go just in your house and a cup breaks, so Mazel Tov, she has smachot. The reason for that, and based on the Gemara, is to remember Jerusalem. Okay, so we say Mazel Tov, and we hope Jerusalem to be remembered, that it's a serious moment. It's a serious moment. We want to say, okay, we can't be 100% happy. We can be 99% happy. There's someone in the neighborhood who you ask him how he's doing. He says, everything is perfect, besides two things. No Beis Hamikdash and no Mashiach. No temple, no Mashiach. Yeah, so we need to remember that we are lacking something, and breaking the cup isn't a happy moment where everyone says Mazel Tov and claps their hands and some chatanim. How do you break the cup? Oh, the song, right? That's true. Those stems out afterwards. Yeah, there's some people break the cup in the middle in a wedding, which once I did. So the kala took the microphone and said, "We're breaking the cup to remember Jerusalem. No one say Mazal Tov when we break the cup." And that was very to remember. We are remembering Jerusalem. Actually, someone from Ma'ale Adumim. So that's a reason to remember Jerusalem. Another thing which is brought in the poskim, which for some reason we don't do it today, maybe because the couple is so busy when they're doing the wedding, they don't have the time to think of another thing. But I had the zchut, and my parents also to join me with that idea. For the plate, when you break the plate, it doesn't need to be such an expensive plate because it's in the wedding. Okay, it's not a wedding still. It's just the ufruf. It's just the engagement. It's whatever occasion it is. It's just a vault. It's not the main happiness time of happiness. But the poskim say for the wedding itself, you have to break a nice cup. Okay, a good cup of wine, something that we really say, it was a nice cup of wine. Today, the hall just gives a cup. It's just another thing that maybe the couple needs to remember. The hall gives the cup, and it's a simple cup that they buy for a few shekels in the shop, and that's it. One of the first weddings that I did, the hall gave a light bulb. A light bulb. And the first time I was, that's taking the minhag out of context. Yeah, you shouldn't break a light. I mean, a light bulb costs what, $0.50 or $1 or a few shekels, depending on the kind of light bulb. The idea is really to remember Jerusalem. So when I got married, we had a few crystal glasses, nice crystal glasses. They cost quite a bit of money, I think. And then slowly, when you have 4 boys, so naturally some of them will break. I don't know how. It's connected to me. Yeah, I was innocent, but naturally some of them started breaking. And when before we got married, so we still had a few of those nice crystals left. And I asked my father if I can use such a thing for the wedding. He said yes, and I used this. They were quite nice crystal glasses because that's what you should be doing. Remember Jerusalem. So that's for remembering Jerusalem. You also say, Im eshkachech Yerushalayim, I'll forget you, Jerusalem, right? The whole pasuk talks about remembering Jerusalem. Another topic, which hopefully I'll read it, mention it, and then we'll go back to it, hopefully, is there was a decree of not listening to music. Okay? Not listening to music. And already here, the Ramah of Moshe Isserlish, the Ashkenazi posek, said, it's only someone who's made like a king, who like, for him, it's just for the pleasure, and that's it, and is very like, thinks about his drink. But, and why you drink wine like in a bar. You don't go to a bar and have a music, but just to go to a concert, that might be fine. The Shulchan Aruch continues, and we'll hopefully go back to it in just a few moments. It's the custom of Am Yisrael to sing songs for praising Hashem. Okay? Even when it's on wine, you have a simcha, you have a wedding, you have a siyum masechet. It's a custom already to when you Chatan and Kala, you want to make them happy. It's a custom. It brings us to a question: can you go to a concert? Yishai Ribo is having a music concert in 2 weeks. Okay, Avram Fried is coming to Israel. Both of them are very frum Jewish people, right? Can you go to a concert? No, I can't go to a concert. Sorry very much. You can't do it. So let's just finish the siman and we'll go back to that. During the whole year, I'll tell you a secret. It doesn't say in the halacha. Oh, they're happy. Well, Yod Simchat Tamid doesn't come from the halacha. It's more of a Hasidic thing, right? Mitzvah Gdolah Yod Simchat Tamid. It's a big mitzvah to be happy all the time. Doesn't mean I have to be happy and drink wine every moment and take the whiskey with me to everywhere and my guitar, right? It means I need to be happy in doing mitzvot. I'm happy and doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? That's what it means. What is happiness? There's a difference maybe between happiness and playing music. And I'll tell you a secret. It doesn't say in the halacha that you aren't allowed to listen to music during the 3 weeks. It does not say in halacha that you can't listen to music during Virat HaOmer, during counting the Omer. It doesn't say in halacha. And the reason is because according to the halacha, during the whole year round, you can't listen to music, not just during the 3 weeks, or not just during counting the Omer. So we'll hopefully get to it in just a moment. I just want to finish 2 other small topics, and we'll get in just a moment to music. Okay, so that will be, can't say the main topic because we have only 10 minutes left, but that will be an important topic. As you can see, but up to now, we had a few halachot, a few things which we do, like, for example, breaking a cup, and a few things that we don't do, like leaving something on the table, or maybe listening to music, or maybe breaking the cup in the wedding and saying Mazal Tov. So there's something here which is a question of what happens exactly, what do we do, what don't we do? Another 2 halachot which we don't do, and the reason we don't do it is because no one does it, but there used to be like a special crown that a chatan and a kala, bride and groom, used to have when they got married. And Chazal said they shouldn't wear the special crown when they get married. Okay, so I have never seen a chatan and a kala wearing a special crown when they get married. Okay, that's fine, we can understand it. And the last Seiman in Shulchan Aruch says a person shouldn't fill his mouth with laughter in this world. Okay, a person shouldn't fill his mouth with laughter in this world. It seems like it's connected also to the temple, but also because when a person is laughing too much, he'll start playing and he'll forget mitzvah, he'll forget what to do, he'll go by his joy, his feelings and emotions, and forget that that's something his mind needs to lead him. Okay, he'll start playing, he'll start, so you can laugh, doesn't mean lemale tzchok, means fill your mouth with laughter. Okay, so, and we do have many occasions in the halacha where it's a mitzvah to be happy, like Yom Tov, like Chanukah, like Purim, right? Zman Simchatenu we say on Sukkot, and actually all of the Chagim are times of happiness, Zman Simchatenu. There's a difference between being happy and overdoing. I think is let's say in Hebrew, yesh tzchokim v'yesh chalas. You can laugh, and chalas is, I think, a word in Arabic, means stop, enough. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a great translation for that to English. Yesh tzchokim v'yesh chalas is a translation. No. Well, chalas. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now you know. Okay. Even in Hebrew, there's no good translation of chalas. What does chalas mean in Hebrew? There's no good thing. Anyway, so but you can see here a theme. Okay, we should have limits, should have borders. Okay, we should have borders. Don't fill the house, paint all of the house. Leave something in the house which isn't painted. Don't have a feast which everything is perfect. Remember that something isn't perfect, and we're still seeking for something higher. The bride and the groom, they should wear nice clothes, a nice suit, a nice white dress, but the crown, leave the crown. Okay, leave something that you don't do, and that is in order to remember the temple. And now we will go to the question of music. Okay, can you listen to music? I want to open a few sources which I have here on the computer. Find it. I downloaded for myself as a source which I collected a few years ago, and let's go over it. So we mentioned that the Shulchan Aruch says that you shouldn't listen to music today, nowadays. Okay, and we all know, some of us maybe live to the theme of no music, no life, right? You have to listen to music. Today it's even more terrible. In the past, the olden days, we used to have those big speakers and walk like that, right? Arsim, as we call them, with the music. And then they started to have a smaller Walkmans or Discmans. So people had the Walkmans or Discmans and with headphones in them, big headphones. And then the headphones became smaller. And then you have AirPods, and it's like almost part of the body, that you can listen to music almost part of the body. So really people are almost all the time connected to the music. So let's go dwell a bit into the idea of music. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says that there's no Sanhedrin, there's no judges anymore. Chazal canceled, we shouldn't drink wine with singing. I guess the idea is that in a bar, when you start going to a bar and playing music, and there's no judges, there's no authority there, people say, okay, we can now do everything we want. It is a Sanhedrin, the judges still exist. Even if we're there in Jerusalem, in the back of our mind, we always know we have a goal, we have something which leads us, we have borders. So in the back of our mind, in the subconscious, we put limits for ourselves. But maybe when there wasn't any Sanhedrin anymore, there's no judges, so people had lost the borders sometime. And the Gemara says that music with a purpose, if it's not just for the laughter of it, it's for a purpose. So you can listen to music for a purpose. For example, if I've never grew an ox or cow. Have you ever grew an ox or cow? But if you plow the field with an ox or cow, so singing for them for some reason helps them go in the field. Okay, or the salesmen when they have to pull the boat with the rope. So singing gives them energy, and they work better. So that you're allowed to do. So you're allowed to do. For exercising, maybe okay, maybe exercise. Okay, we'll get to it soon. What about exercising? That's one Gemara. There's another Gemara which says that we won't go into it so deep because of the time limits, that you aren't allowed to sing Zimra Minan de Asur. How do you know we aren't allowed to sing? And bring a few psukim for it. And that's Because of the temple being destroyed. Because of the temple. Oh, so we get to record it in just a moment. In just a moment. But okay, we'll get to record the reason in just a moment. So we have the recorded reasons, and we have here also the Yerushalmi, which mentions the reason you can't sing since the Sanhedrin, since the judges were there's no more judges anymore, because the content of the songs isn't as good as they used to be. And I think that if you listen to music, even Israeli music, but for sure non-Israeli music, you can certainly understand the problematic in the content of many of the songs. Okay, so that's for sure. Songs which are problematic, you don't do. You shouldn't listen to songs which have problematic content. Okay, that's no doubt about it. There's no question about it. The question is about, I don't know, going to something of Avram Fried, something which is live music, or something which is recorded music. Can you go to that or not? So the poskim say already that for reason of a mitzvah, when you go for something of mitzvah, so we can listen music for mitzvah. In a wedding, to make Chatan and Kala happy, we have a siyum masechet, we make them happy. Okay, and if you go to a concert of Avram Fried, if you notice, always in this concert, he'll also bring a few words of insights, of inspiration to uplift us and give us closer to Hashem. And he sees his concerts not as just playing music and entertaining people. It's part of bringing people closer to Hashem, and he sees music, not just him, many other people. They see music. Shari Bo, for example, they see music. I won't start mentioning names because then we'll get too many names. But all of those Hasidic singers and Jewish singers, they see music as part of that's a mitzvah, and many poskim say, okay, that you can do because that's called a var mitzvah. Especially some expand that today and say today in our society, in the olden societies, who listens to music? Just I don't know, the people with money and the ones who can sit at home and do nothing all day long. In the past, okay? Today, everyone listens to music. So the norm of today is different than the norm of the past. So not listening to music, if you say all the Jews, you can't listen to music, it puts the Jewish society in a very strange place. And Chazal never had the idea or never had the intention of saying no people can listen to music. So talking to just those people who, for them, music is nothingness, you can say. It's nothing which is, okay, I have nothing to do in life. I have no meaning. So, okay, so I'll fill up my time, my empty time, which I don't know what to do with it. With music, for us today, it's not like that. Even when we go to a concert. Maybe on the other side of that, continuing the idea of a mitzvah, and some poskim do bring it. Today we live in a much stressed life, more stressed life than in the past. Okay, although we have more time today, our life is more stressed. In the older societies, you hardly find the depression. There's hardly depression in the older society, in the primitive societies, and today you find it a lot. So today, part of Avodat Hashem, even if I'm not going to Avram Fried or Yishar Yibo concert, I'm listening down now to, I don't know, Bernard Cohen, right? Oh, so some say only a cappella you can listen, only to a cappella, yeah? The whole problem is playing music, okay? Only playing music, that's a problem. And some say, okay, even today playing music is fine. A cappella is fine. A cappella is fine. What about when we're talking about recorded music? It's recorded music. So many poskim say that recorded music wasn't in the decree of Chazal because there wasn't any recorded music. And also, in recorded music, you don't have the same atmosphere and feeling and when you go to a live show, right? So that's you can do it. So let's summarize, and if we have another minute to expand on one more topic. So like that. So there are poskim who say that you shouldn't listen to music at all. There are even poskim who say, Chas v'chayla, don't teach your kids to play music because then lo aleinu, they might bring into the house a piano, and you shouldn't bring such a thing into the house. I saw some poskim write it. Don't bring a piano to the house because it's playing music. You can't do it. But many poskim say that if it's for purposes of mitzvah, purposes of working Hashem, even just becoming karma, that is permitted. For sure, when it is a Sudat mitzvah, a doing mitzvah, so that's for sure you can do. And one more interesting thing, in Taf Resh Cafe, it was about 160 years ago, more or less. There was a big plague in Jerusalem, And the rabbis in Jerusalem had a decree since then that in Jerusalem, even in a wedding, even when there's a mitzvah, you play in the wedding only with one instrument. And not everyone accepted that. But if you go to a wedding in Jerusalem and you will see only one instrument playing in the wedding, so you know why it is. It was a plague about 160 years ago in Jerusalem. So that's the reason for that. Maybe one more note for that. We have sometimes that we see that the decree depends on the community. And if a community for some reason didn't accept it, so also the decree isn't accepted. And maybe, and here I'm saying for maybe just Am Israel didn't accept the decree of not listening to music. It was too hard for us. But even when we listen to music, for sure we should notice what we do listen to and not, and choose good songs and not bad songs. We pray that Jerusalem will be built